Hello, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's edition of Morning Market Review. All right. If you can actually hear me, just send a message. Let me know that you can actually hear me. If you can hear me, just send a message and we will move from there. All right. We just have 30 people online. Okay, you can hear me. All right, that's fine. That's fine. All right. So my name is Oluwafemi, and I'm going to be your own anchor for today as regards today's edition of Money Market Review. All right. And I'm going to be starting the class right away, but while we wait for others to have improved participation, there's something which I love to do every time I come on board here, and that thing is just for us to together look at some of the dominant teams uh relating to the market. Some of the dominant things relating to the market at the moment. Now, basically, if you tend to look at the different news as well as happenings and events happening in the global financial market presently, you'd see that if you've been up to date with your news, there is something which has been talk of the town, and it happens to be issues about rate cut, and the likes. And the first thing we need to also understand or look out is what exactly brings about rate cuts and the likes. And I have it here saying that majorly we have what we call inflation at the moment. And when we talk about inflation, it says inflation is the rate of increase in prices over a given period of time. It might be food, it might be housing, a whole lot of other things, because when we talk about inflation on its own, it's actually a broader measure, and overall increase in prices or the cost of living generally. That's what inflation actually means. And uh a rise in prices also can be translated as the decline of purchasing power over time. What that actually means is that even if you have 10 million, you'd see that before now, take for an example, if you have a million naira, before now you should be able to buy, let's say, 50 bags of rice, or probably 50 bags of cement. But presently now, with that same million naira which you have, you'd see that hardly you'll be able to buy 30 conveniently. So which actually tells us about sporadic increase in prices or generally. And over time it leads to the decline of purchasing power. That's one. And second, there is also something which is also affecting the global financial market, and that's talking about the war between Israel as well as Hamas. And just for us to actually know or kick back at history, would see that this particular war that we are seeing is something that has actually been happening since time immemorial. And when I mean since time immemorial, I can actually link it back to the biblical era. All right, we can actually link this back to the biblical era. And one thing which you'd come to notice is that there has been a lot of fights, and there has been a lot of involvement or intervention by the countries surrounded, or the world powers, just to say that, okay, fine, let there be a ceasefire, in the sense that it's beginning to affect everything. Take for an example, the Middle Eastern region is known for its own prowess when it comes to mining, when it comes to oil, as well as some other things like that. And for some of these countries that has been linked with exportations of some of these notable goods, they've not been able to actually do that to a maximum level, because of the fact that whenever there is war somewhere, when it comes to delivery of goods and services, you have to be very cautious, because you can actually get in the middle of a crossfire at any given point in time or moment. So it's not really brewing so well for the global community. And there has been a lot of interventions which says that there should be a ceasefire, that there should be a ceasefire. But I can actually tell you, from Israel's perspective, the only thing they will do is that they will listen to the international system once, and the next minute they would continue attacking them, because Netanyahu has actually vowed that they want to actually wipe out everybody in that particular race. They want to wipe out everybody in that particular race, so that next time they won't have a reoccurrence. Of course, it's just like this popular saying that says, when you feed your enemy, of course you give them the strength to fight you the more. You give them the strength to fight you the more. So they are stopping all international aid, food, and the likes that comes to that area, so that they can actually wipe them out entirely. All right, so let me share my screen so we could actually look at what the market has in stock for both you and I for today. All right. And for today, I would actually be starting majorly with dollar index. I'll actually be starting majorly with dollar index. And when you look at dollar index, you'd see that since last year November, there was more of a drop in what the dollar did, and this drop in dollar actually led to a whole lot of things. And one of the few things which we did saw, or which the markets did witnessed, was the fact that one, dollar did collapsed, and which actually gave rise to every other instrument that the dollar is actually being paired with. We had that happening in the market. That's one. Two is that we had the market, um, we had rising or growth in the indices sector over that period of time. Then aside these two, there has been different speculations as to what would actually bring back the dollar, different speculations as to what would bring back the dollar. And these speculations ranges from whether to actually cut interest rate, or to leave interest rates just the way it is. And I am actually glad to actually tell you today that dollar index, or dollar on its own, has actually gone up by 4.6%, highest level since November last year. Now, let's look at this particular instrument on a daily time frame, and let's see what has actually been happening. Now, this instrument, this is November last year. Let's look at it together. You can actually see that it started falling. This was more like yes, this is 1102. 1102. Can you see this? This is 1102, November last year. November last year, 2nd of November last year, we had dollar doing more of crash landing. And ever since then, since December, it has been doing some kind of push up, some kind of push up, some kind of push up. And as of on the 2nd of this month, we had it at least going above and beyond. And as of today, we can actually say that dollar has actually gotten to the level where it did crashed from in that November last year. And why I'm actually saying this, or why I'm actually bringing this to notice, is just to actually make us know or understand that this case of interest rate, as well as rate cuts that we think we would likely see, it's not going to happen anytime soon. And I can tell you with all boldness that the issue of interest rate is not going to happen. Reason being that you'd see that market has actually auto-corrected itself back to the level where it started dropping from. And we are looking at some markets breaking this verified resistance on daily time frame. Once markets gets close to breaking this verified resistance on daily time frame, of course, we would actually expect that market has actually auto-corrected itself, and at that point, there would be no need for any interest rate to be cut. There will be no need for any interest rate to be cut. So for today, on this particular instrument, we can actually enter for an instant buy on dollar index, enter for an instant buy on dollar index while you take your profit at price level 106.15. You can enter for an instant buy on dollar index while you take your profit at price level 106.165. Price level, you take your profit at price level 106.165. Then alternatively, you can enter for a sell. Alternatively, you can enter for a sell at price level 105.996. 105.996 while you take your profit at price level 105.897. 105.996, then you take your profit at 105.897. 105.996, then you take your profit at 105.897. Is there any so you take your profits at that. Now, sorry, let me share what we have to also look at some of the news which would actually take effect in the market for today. Now, for today, at the early hours of today, we had some news for JPY, for Australian dollars, as well as for Great Britain pounds. And we saw that for Great Britain pounds, their CPI actually came out very well. Their CPI came out very well, which is something that is laudable. Of course, this instrument has actually been weak for quite some times now, but with this, we actually saw at least a rise, a very good rise in what he's been able to do. All right. Subsequently, as time goes on, we'll be having this HPI by 9:30. We are going to be having for the Eurozone 10 a.m. their final core CPI, as well as final CPI, which I expect that this should actually go up at least more for them. And once there is a boost in this, definitely would see Eurozone picking up a bit. All right. And tentatively we'll be having the German 30-year bond auction. That's tentatively. And by 1:05 p.m. we have from Great Britain pounds MPC member Green speaking. And for the Canadian dollar, we are going to be having foreign securities purchases. And also all-day meeting, IMF, International Monetary Fund, is going to be having an all-day meeting. Of course, with this, I expect that there should be a level of volatility in the markets, owing to the fact that, of course, every member state that has actually been all right, can you hear me? So, all right. So every member state's represented there is going to have his own representatives, and whatever thing they actually do discuss, definitely would see some of these things affecting the market. We'll see some of these things affecting the market. All right. Then by 3:30 we are going to have crude oil inventories, which we actually expect that these crude oil inventories should affect the crude oil, of course, oil on its own. And what this would actually tell us is that the lower the reserves, the higher it is, or the higher the chances of it making oil buy. All right. And aside this, by 5 p.m., we are going to be having Governor Bailey speaking. And by 7 p.m., European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde is going to be talking to us. And by that same 7 p.m., we have MPC member Asker speaking. And a lot of news like that, of course. So watch out for some of these particular news. Of course, they're going to have a lot of effect in the market. All right. So with this, we'll proceed to Euro USD. We'll proceed to Euro USD. Now, for the Eurozone, we can actually say that dollar is actually higher by 5 months high against the euro. And just like we did said, would look at some of the news that are affecting the dollar. Firstly, I said that there is actually uncertainty as regards rate cuts, and aside that, we have elevated tensions in the Middle East. Then when it comes to some of the data that are coming from the United States angle, we can actually see that there's what we call robust employment gains, as well as you look at um retail sales when it comes to United States is actually up by 0.7%, which is the high consumption rate. And it actually tells us of the fact that people have enough money to do a whole lot of things in that particular region. Now, let's look at what this particular instrument is doing on a daily time frame. Now, on a daily basis, we can actually see that this particular instrument is on this particular instrument is on a downtrend since sometimes now. It has actually been more of a downtrend, but for yesterday we actually saw that the market also did moved up a bit, which I actually expect that there should be a little kind of recovery for today. There should be a little kind of recovery for today. Look at where market is. It has been ravaging this particular region on 4 hours time frame. So on 4 hours time frame, we can actually see that this is more like a verified support. So let's look at our entries for today on this particular instrument. Now, for today on Euro USD, you can enter for a sell on Euro USD at price level 1.06165. A sell at price level Euro USD, a sell on Euro USD at price level 1.06165. Then you take your profit at price level 1.06010. Price level 1.06010. Alternatively, for this instrument, you can enter for a buy at price level 1.06355. 1.06355. 1.06355. Then you take your profit at 1.06534. 1.06534. All right. Now, aside this, let's go to GBP USD. Now, the recent rise, which you can actually see on GBP USD, is as a result of their CPI data that actually came out very, very good. The CPI data came out very, very good, and that's why we are actually seeing this particular movement on GBP USD. Now, for GBP, aside the fact that their CPI data actually came out very, very well, we have a news saying that Bank of England might actually cut interest rate. Bank of England might actually cut interest rate, and aside this too, we have it on record that wages actually grew by 6%. These are some of the news affecting this instrument at the moment. Now, for today, you can actually enter for a sell. Enter for a sell at current market price. Enter for a sell at instant execution. Do an instant execution, a sell on instant execution, while you take your profit at 1.24467. Instant execution for a sell, and take your profit at 1.24467. 1.24467. 1.24467. 1.24467. Then alternatively, you can actually enter for a buy at price level 1.24657. 1.24657. 1.24657, while you take your profit at 1.24781. 1.24657 for a buy, then you take your profit at 1.24781. 1.24781. All right. Now, USD JPY. USD JPY. Now, when you look at this particular instrument, USD JPY, you can actually see that USD has actually gained in strength, just the way I did showed us on the dollar index region. And when we look at some of the news which we have on JPY, I have news that says that we have softer than expected industrial production slash retail sales in Japan. We have softer than expected industrial production, and once your industrial production as a country collapse, that's the beginning of problem for you, because what would your citizens, what would they eat, how would you tend to cope? It means you'd rather look at importing from other countries. And if you decide to actually import some more from other countries, and we tend to look at your trade balance, which is difference between import and export of a particular nation, you'd see that it becomes a problem for your country at the long run. Then aside this too, we also have news that says that there is slowing momentum in Chinese economy, and this slow momentum is actually not also giving so much vibes to them at the moment. Then also the central bank actually lifted headroom to support China, and this support is also really affecting them. And majorly why we had the Japanese yen collapsing is more or less like a case of what did happen to Nigeria some months ago. And it says Japanese government officials are actually being warned of excessive forex speculations. Now, they actually did involve themselves in forex speculations, and this is actually the effect when you actually speculate more. Then at the moment now, Japan USD JPY has actually hit its weakest level in 34 years, weakening past the 134 region. All right, this is the weakest USD JPY has actually gone in the last 34 years. Now let's look at this particular instrument on a daily time frame, and also you see that for a daily time frame, this is still the highest that we've seen. Let's look at weekly to also see. You see that on weekly, this is still the highest that we've seen. And on monthly, let's also look at it. On monthly, you'd also see that this is the highest. And if you look at this my chart, this I'm actually on a monthly time frame now. Come and look at this particular place. This is 2008, which means that this level that USDJPY is on the monthly, if you look at it back to 2008, it has not gotten to this place. So it has it that this is the weakest JPY has actually been in the last 34 years. This is the weakest it has been in the last 34 years. So let's look at what the market has for us for today. Now, for today, we can actually see that the market is also trying to push up for today. For today, we can actually enter for a buy at price level 154.622. 154.622. A buy on USD-JPY at price level 154.622. 154.622. Then we can actually take our profit at price level 154.762. 154.762. 154.762. Then alternatively, for a sell, we can actually enter for a sell at price level 154.429. 154.429. 154.429. Then we can take our profit at price level 154.290. 154.290. All right. Now, USDCAD. Aside all this news which you've actually talked about USD, when we look at the Canadian dollar, one thing you'd see from them also is that the Middle East tension is actually affecting them so well. the Middle East tension is affecting them so well, in the sense that they could not really make so well from the proceeds that we are actually having. They could not really make so much from the proceeds that we are having, and as a result of this, you'd see that USD has been taking much of the list. Now let's look at this on a 4 hours time frame. Now this is 4 hours time frame. We can actually posit on 4 hours time frame that since last month, on the 21st of last month, this market has been more of a rise. This market has been more of a rise. Now let's look at it also on weekly time frame. You'd see that on weekly time frame, market is close to testing this particular region, which it did tested last. That was October last year. It tested this region October last year, as well as October 2022 also. Tested this region October 2022, October last year, and this is where price is also heading for this year. This is for the moment, this is where price is also heading. So if you want to actually swing your trade, if you have the enough money and you want to swing your trade, you can actually put USD CAD on a buy. I can actually tell you that this is where market is coming to next. All right. So, and at this point, I'm actually expecting a breakout, since it actually did a double top here. It did a double top here, and it's coming down to also form a W now. All right, it's coming to also form a W pattern. I expect it to actually push up the more. All right. So for today on this particular instrument, I'll still be rooting for more of a buy for today. We can actually enter for a buy at price level 1.38229. USD CAD price level 1.38229. A buy at price level 1.38229, while we can actually take our profits at price level 1.38404. 1.38404. 1.38404. Alternatively, you can enter for a sell at price level 1.38002. 1.38002. And this sell, I actually expect that market would also take more of a sell today, considering the fact that we are having crude oil inventory. So definitely this should also do so well to actually affect CAD, because of course it's actually a petro economic kind of economy. All right, then you can actually take your profits on that sell at price level 1.37796. 1.37796. 1.37796. 1.37796. All right. Let's look at NZD USD. And also for this instrument, let's look at a daily time frame, and you can actually see that since when did we have this collapse? Since how do I call it now? December 28th. Since December 28th, market has been more of a downtrend, and it has actually moved about 585 pips downward. It has moved about 585 pips downwards. All right. Now, market is actually sitting on a how do I call it now? Market is actually sitting on a support. You can actually see that at this moment, when market got to this point, it went back up, and at this moment also it went back up, and that's what we're actually seeing. We are only seeing price doing a kind of rebound because it's respecting the technicalities. Now, nothing really much on this particular instrument, except when we have much fundamental news, which we actually expect that it either it pushes this back. Now, this my trigger line is actually at this particular point we are having it more or less like a resistance. This is actually serving more like a resistance for price. Now, looking at this particular instrument on 1 hour time frame, you can actually see that resistance on a lower time frame is pushing it back down, and I actually expect that this push back down should come down to also test back this particular proven resistance. So for today on NZD USD, enter for a sell at price level 0.59000. 0.59000. 0.59000, 0.59000, then you can actually take your profit at price level 0.58835, 0.58835, 0.58835, 0.58835. Alternatively, on this particular instrument, you intend to enter for a buy, you can enter for a buy at price level 0.59153, 0.59153, 0.59153, 0.59153. Why you take your profit at 0.59351, 0.59351, 0.59351, 0.59351. All right. Let's go to oil. Let's go to oil. Oil. Though on daily time frame, though there has actually been some kind of war um affecting them at this particular region, and just like I did said earlier on, we did looked at the how do I call it now? We did look at the challenge happening to the Middle East region. Aside from the challenge happening to the Middle East region, we can also look at OPEC as well as OPEC Plus as a whole, how they've been trying to curtail excessive produce of oil so that they can actually at least control the market. Then aside the fact that we have OPEC Plus doing some kind of control, a country like Nigeria has not been able to also deliver on some of its own quota that is actually given to them. Yes, Nigeria has not been able to do well as regards their own quota, the quota that was given to them, and that's why as of yesterday, we had a news that is actually saying that Naira, okay, it says 720 billion Naira lost to lower crude production in 2 months. 720 billion Naira lost to lower crude production in 2 months. This is just to tell us of the fact that for Nigeria also, we've not been doing most of our quota, and we have not been getting the best. But just like I said, for today, we will see that a news on crude oil inventories is actually coming up today around 1:30 or so. So we'll be having a news on crude oil production. We're having a news on crude oil production. All right. So for today on oil, I'm actually expecting, okay, for today on oil, I'm actually expecting that we can actually enter for a sell on oil at this yes, enter for a sell on oil at price level 89.46, 89.46. Why you take your profit at 89.20, 89.45, 89, enter for a sell on oil at 89.45, 89.45, 89.45, 89.45. Then you take your profit at 89.20, 89.20, 89.20, 89.45. Then you take your profit at 89.20. Alternatively, enter for a buy at price level 89.71, 89.71, 89.71. Then you take your profit at 89.99, 89.71. Then you take your profit at 89.99, 89.99. All right. Then let's go to gold. I know a lot of people have been anticipating that we look at gold. All right. Okay. All right. Now, For gold, firstly, you'd see that I'm actually looking at this particular instruments on a daily time frame. And why I'm actually looking at it on a daily time frame is because I want us to have an overview of what the instruments has actually been doing over time. All right. And at this point, I feel we can actually enlighten ourselves the more. We can actually enlighten ourselves the more at this particular point. And what I'm actually saying is that at a particular point in time, I thought about what I call market dynamics. And one of the market dynamics which we have is that whenever gold is doing very fine, you see that dollar index will not do fine. I hope I'm actually correct. A lot of us have this particular notion. Oh, fine. If dollar is doing fine, if dollar is doing fine, gold will not do fine. If gold is doing fine, dollar will not do fine. And the same way we have this particular notion, we also extend this particular notion to the indices sector, saying knowing fully well that, oh fine, if dollar does well, US 100 will collapse, so the indices would not do well, and vice versa, that if it's doing very well, then in that particular manner. But just like I said, when we say something is dynamic, something that is dynamic means it has ability to actually change over time. It has the ability to actually change over time. And in respect to this, a whole lot of times we've actually seen that market has actually defied some of this particular order, and that's the more reason why individuals should actually look towards reading so much about the market to get information. Then aside that too, at this particular point in time, everybody should have a knowledge of what to call smart money concept, SMC. Smart money concept, because it's with this knowledge of smart money concepts that you tend to know how institutional traders or investors, how they actually look, or the way they actually think. You don't think of yourself as a retail trader. Fine, you might actually be trading retailing because of the kind of funds you have, but of course you also need to actually follow the movement of the big boys in the market so that you won't be caught up in their own web, and your own money will not serve as their own liquidity. Now, as a result of this, you all right, sorry for the break in transmission. That was network. All right. So let me go back to my screen and share it so we can actually see. All right. So as I was saying, you'd see that the dynamics of the market is actually changing. Now, this is gold on a daily time frame, and when you look at the chart of gold on a daily time frame, you'd see that it has actually been more of a consistent rise since when is this? Since on the 10th, that should be October 5 last year. Gold has been on a consistent rise since October last year, and we can actually say that we've had more or less like an higher high. So if you look at, let's say, the movement from this particular area down to this particular area now, we've had another higher highs, though markets came, but this is another higher highs. So and for today, I'm actually expecting that this particular market this particular market should actually go up. This particular market should go up. All right. So for today on this particular instrument, I expect that the market should actually continue in that state. I expect that the market should actually continue in that particular state. Though dollar has actually how do I call it now? Let me see if it has gotten to more like highest. You can actually see that even when it comes to gold has actually reached more or less like highest highs too. This is 2010. Of course, you can actually see our chart as far back as 2010, and since that 2010, it has gotten to is highest it has gotten to its highest highs. All right. So today, our position for gold. Kindly enter for a buy on gold at price level 2383.92. 2383.92. 2383.92. 2383.92. 2383.92. 2383.92. Then your take profit would be 2392.07. 2392.07. 2392.07. 2392.07. 2392.07. Then for a sell, I enter for a sell at 2374.41. 2374.41. 2374.41. 2374.41. 2374.41. Then you can take your profit at 2366.65. 2366.65. 2366.65. All right. Now, US 100. Yes, Madam Nofisat, just as I was saying, so I was actually explaining about dynamics of the dollar in relation to other instruments such as commodities like gold, as well as indices such as US 100 and likes. And just like I said, it's just a popular saying that says that, oh, fine, if dollar is doing very fine, gold will not do fine, and when gold is doing fine, dollar will not do fine, because some people consider them as safe haven. Oh, if this one is not doing fine, I'll put my money in this. Then if this is not doing fine, then I remove my money from this, I put it. So that has actually been the normal market behavior. Yeah, that has actually been the normal market behavior. But just like I said, over time, things are actually changing. The ties are actually changing, and even when it comes to some of these economic terminologies and the likes, they are changing also. And as a result of this, we also have to be dynamic so that we can actually move in the direction that the market is moving. We can actually move in the direction that the market is actually moving. So for this basically for US 100, let's look at this instrument on a daily time frame. Now, for a daily time frame, you can actually see that since 27th of October last year, for this particular instrument, it has been on a consistent rise. It has been on a consistent rise, and we've had more or less like break of structure, as well as changing character. All right, but for today, or for most part of this particular week, this is for this particular month rather, would see that market has been doing some kind of retracement, in the sense that it got to more or less like the highest it got to more or less like the highest, and is actually retracing back a bit. It got to the highest and is retracing back a bit. And for this retracement, I'm actually expecting that there should be a considerable push up in the market. There should be a considerable push up in the market, because if you look at this particular region where market is presently, let me highlight this for us. This particular region where market is presently, and look at it in relation to this particular one that I just, this horizontal, this vertical line that I just drew. You see that it was at this particular point that market got to this particular point that we started having some kind of retracement to the upward side. Also for today, I'm expecting that there should be some kind of retracement. I'm expecting that there should be some kind of retracement for today. All right, and we can actually enter for a buy on this particular instrument for today. We can enter for more of a buy for this particular instrument for today. So for today, enter for a buy at price level 17901.81. 17901.81. 17901.81. While you take your profit at price level 17957.76. 17957.76. 17957.76. Alternatively, for a sell, we can enter for a sell at price level 17836.96. 17836.96. 17836.96. Then you can actually take your profit at 17781.02. 17781.02. 17781.02. That's that for US 100. And on that same basis, I would look at US 2000 as well as US 500. Now for US 2000, you'd see that we have the same movement also on this particular instrument, and I'm actually expecting that this particular instrument should do more of a buy also. At least you can actually enter for a buy on this particular instrument at price level 1988.6. 1988.6. 1988.6. 1988.6. Then you take your profit at 1993.0. 1993.0. 1993.0. 1993.0. Then alternatively, on this particular instrument, US 2000, enter for a sell at price level 1983.3. 1983.3. 1983.3. 1983.3. Then you can take your profit at 1978.8. 1978.8. 1978.8. 1978.8. 1978.8. US 30. Enter for a buy for US 30 at price level 38152. 38152. 38152. Then you take your profit at 38242. 38242. 382. 42. 382. 4.2. Alternatively, for a sell, enter for a sell at price level 38072. 38072. Take your profit at 37977. 37977. 379 37977. 37977. DE40. The same movement which we have on US 100, you'd also see that since October 27th of last year too, market has also been giving us more of an uptrend, and it actually got to more like the highest. Now let's look at it. This is on a daily time frame, and let's look at it on weekly. Let's see if it's the highest on weekly time frame. On weekly, we can still see that it's still the highest. On monthly too, on monthly time frame, it's still the highest. On monthly time frame, it's still the highest on monthly time frame too. Now, this is just to tell us that price has gotten to more or less like its highest for quite some times, and we actually expect that market should do some kind of retracement, which is what we are seeing now. Market is just trying to do some kind of retracement, and that's what we're actually seeing now. And on 4 hours time frame, we can actually see that market is actually at on 4 hours time frame, market is at a support at the moment. Market is actually at a support at the moment. But I actually did expected that this particular movement should come to pick the liquidity which we have at this particular region. I expect it to at least still drive down below to this particular region to pick the liquidity we have now, so to get some to pick this liquidity. All right, but for this instrument for today, we can actually enter for more of a sell. Yeah, my preference this morning would be a sell for this instrument. So you can enter for a sell at price level 17955.4. 17955.4. 17995.4. 17995.4. Then take your profit at 17954.1. 17954.1. Alternatively, we can enter for a buy at price level 18048.6. 18048.6. 18048.6. Then we'll take our profit at 18092.7. 18092.7. 18092.7. For the sell, 17995.4. 17995.4. Then you take your profit at 17954.1. 17954.1. And for a buy, enter for a buy at 18048.6. 18048.6. Then you take your profit at 18092.7. 18092.7. All right, we've come to today's edition, and that's it all for today on today's edition of Money Market Review. In case you're having any challenge, feel free to reach out to your account officers. They would reach out to you. We'll be having some events in some places. If it's your location, do so well to register and attend. Now, there's going to be a free training for every of our clients that are actually in Osogbo, and it's going to be at Alatra Hotel, on my west area beside NYC Secretariat. That's where we are going to be using for that event, and it's going to be on Friday. All right, that's that. We are going to be having another event at Provial Hotel. We have one in Kubwa. I think that should be on Saturday. We have an event in Kubwa on Saturday, and we also have in other places. Reach out to your account officer in case you're having any challenge. They would put you through. They'll put you through. Reach out to your account officer in case you're having any challenge. They will put you through. All right. Thank you so much, and do have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, and do have a wonderful day. All right.